Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Whew. Another Tuesday.
Another Tuesday indeed.
I feel very hot, so if
Really?
I seem out of it, that'll be why.
Uh-oh.
Very hot.
Well, if you disappear out of frame, then we'll know that we need to get you some medical help.
No, it's just because yesterday was pretty nice, so I went out, took the doggy for a walk, and I'm pretty sure I got sunburned.
Oh, no.
The earliest I've ever gone sunburned, ever.
Oh, boy. That's not fun. I know the feeling. Clearly, look at how white I am.
Right? Us white chicks. It's not too bad.
I don't tan, I freckle.
Right? I like to think I burn first, and then I'll get the tan.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I feel it probably got a little bit worse today because it was like really sunny. But
Yeah.
I put sunscreen on this time, but I know it doesn't matter.
Word. Do you have Irish heritage in your family?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, that would be the Irish.
I just have like the whitest of white.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Got a little bit of Irish, a little bit of Scottish, Ukrainian, and Lithuanian, so
Yep.
there was no hope for me. I was gonna burn either way. I was going to burn.
I remember I got sunburnt so bad when I went to Mexico that I got really bad heat rash because of like the temperature and everything, and like you could just see on my hand like the line, it was like all red everywhere, and it was so unbearable to the point where like we'd go to the restaurant for dinner, I'd have 2 glasses of like ice water and just like my hands resting up against it just because I was just like, it burns, like it was awful. Yeah. So I was going to ask you, once you're finished chugging there, have you watched the Loki trailer?
Oh, the newest one? No,
Yes. No? Okay.
I have not.
I don't even know if the one I saw was the newest one, but I saw a Loki trailer. That was the first I'd ever seen.
Yeah, I know it was... There was one a couple days ago, I guess that's new.
Okay, so then maybe that's the one I saw.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I know one of my friends is, like, very excited. She loves Loki, so I'm sure she's watched it. I'm just kind of like, meh. Like I said, kind of like the same thing with, like, the Falcon and Winter Soldier right now. Like, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I'm not, like, dying at every opportunity. Oh, a new trailer. Oh, a photo leak on set. Oh, my God. I'm just like, meh, it's there.
Right? Like, other than
it.
Thor, I don't know much about him and, like, his adventures in the comics and stuff like that, so I'm curious to see what this is all about, because it was different. Like, it didn't... I'm like, oh, this doesn't seem like the type of environment you'd see Loki in just based off of how we've seen him in the movies and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see, like, what antics he's gonna get up to.
Again, I think I'm in that same boat before where they were re-releasing so many trailers for Wonder Woman, and I was like, I don't want to watch anymore.
Yeah.
But I get it. To some degree, they need to... Because I can't remember. I think they said... I doubt it. It's coming out sometime this summer, I think, for Black Widow.
Yeah.
I don't remember when, but supposedly. So this is clearly just them trying to drum it up again. They're like, hey, look, it's coming.
Right? I think they said July, because Loki's in June, and I think July is when? July 22nd or 11th or something like that.
That sounds right. And I know they said with that, it will be theaters and Disney+.
Yes.
So once again, I'll be waiting. Same with Mulan, and same with Raw, The Last Dragon.
Oh, yeah. The Raya and Last Dragon or whatever.
I'm just going to wait. I think it said, at least it says, like, when it's going to be available just to stream for free, and I think they said it was June, so I'm just going to wait till June.
Nice.
Although I'm excited. It seems like it's a cool film. The promotion around it, everyone seemed really excited about it.
Yeah.
Was it the main voice actor? She was in the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
And she said she played Rose, and she seemed like she really, really was. You could tell that she cared. So I was like, and I definitely feel bad because I know she got a lot of hate for Star Wars, and I don't know why.
Really? I kind of liked her character in Star Wars. I know it was kind of random,
The Last
but
Jedi? Oh, yeah. She got a shit... It was so bad, she had to... I don't know what it's... Like, she blocked Instagram. Like, she turned it off. She turned off Twitter because she was getting so much hate.
Really?
It was redonkulous.
Why, though? Like, I don't remember what, like...
Because overall, I guess if people didn't like the film, they just equated to not liking her, I guess. Which does seem like a little
that makes sense.
To be fair, I don't know for a fact, so don't quote me, but I know her and the actress who plays Rhea, or Ray, sorry, they both got a shit ton of hate. However, I don't remember the guys receiving any hate, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. I'm sure the actor who played Finn got some shit probably in the first one.
Wow.
I'm sure. Just people are very passionate, I guess. But when that passion turns to some...
is the word.
In air quotes, right? But when it becomes to be, like, that kind of toxic of, like, environments... Because, again, like, it's not up to the actors a lot of the time. I mean, I know that's what I used to think as a child growing up. If something was wrong, I was like, well, it's clearly this person's fault. When in actuality, it's not, you know?
Right.
There's, like, a lot of levels. There's, you know... I don't want to play the blame game, you know? But there's the director, obviously. Maybe you didn't like the way they directed that actor. Or maybe it was the way the fucking story was written. Guess who fucking wasn't the director who wrote that?
Or the choices they made in the editing suite. Who knows, right?
Editing, or hell, even to the tippy top of production at Walt Disney Studios. Maybe they made some calls.
Right?
You know? Like, there's so much at play.
Right?
You could, I have, if you want to say I did not like, again, I could say it, I didn't really like The Last Jedi, you know? But I'm not going to boycott a bunch of people.
Right.
Just because, you know? But I can't remember specifically what it was for the ladies, why they were getting so much hate, but yeah, it just seemed a little unfair and quite cruel. That
no
the
kidding.
fact that it got so bad they had to turn off, and I'm sure once they turned off their Twitter and Instagram, you know, they got more hate being like, oh, they can't take it. And it's like, okay, there's a difference between, like, actual valid criticism and just pure hate garbage. Like, I know she said she definitely got death threats, and I'm like, okay, that's where, like, can we all agree, like, you've clearly, like, gone over the deep end if you're sending death threats to another person?
Yeah, exactly.
That, again, it's no longer a passionate debate, you clearly have some
You've crossed the line.
Deep-rooted, some deep hate problems.
Yeah.
You know, but what do I know?
Honestly... You know more than some, because I'll be honest, like let me know if you agree with me, but I feel like at the very least the fact that, you know, we had our experiences in film school and the things that we understand, I'm sure there's plenty more that we don't understand, but at least from what I got out of it is you learn to appreciate filmmaking from all aspects more, whether the movie was bad or good, you know, like with the Justice League movie and stuff like that. It's still a movie. People still worked really hard on it. A lot of shit happened. It got made. Some fans liked it, some others didn't, but you can appreciate and kind of understand, like, maybe why certain things didn't pan out the way you wanted them to, or why they did. And I don't know, I just feel like that maybe more people need to, like, go into film school or do film study or something like that so they can gain a deeper appreciation for films and just understand that they didn't do this to affect you personally. It was just they tried to make the best decision they could with what they were given.
Right. I don't know. I think, and I mean, we could probably talk about it forever, but I think it's clear that, like, it's not the film. They just have some clearly, like, whoever the person is who are, you know, again, being overly passionate, I think there's more deep-rooted problems than on the surface level, but...
Very true.
I don't know. I agree, though. Like, there's films that it's like, yeah, they're bad, but, like, I don't know, you watch to be entertained.
Yeah.
You know? Or you watch to learn. You're like, oh, how do I become a better director, a better cinematographer? Or you did an entire cinematography assignment and the teacher doesn't pay attention when you do the presentation, so you just kind of give up halfway because you're like, what the fuck's the point? And you still pass the class. So there you go. I don't think I've been ever, like, more upset. Like, that was so ridiculous.
Was that when we had the substitute, or was that with our actual teacher?
I was with the substitute.
Yeah, right.
And I just remember... Like, I don't want to say I'm a goody two-shoe, but, like, I do my homework, you know, I did my research. So the fact that he didn't give two shits and was, like, watching a timer on his phone, I was like, I'm just gonna wrap this up and get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Still passed the class, so there you go.
Yep. Because wasn't it was it the same assignment, the one where we had to pick a movie and like watch it? And
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I picked Insomnia, which was the worst movie to watch because I just literally got insomnia watching the movie, having to like watch it like pull an all-nighter to watch it before class. Ugh.
I did The Godfather, and I really I don't know. I like the idea of gangster films, but every time I seem to watch one, I'm like, this isn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, well, and considering, like, first of all, that movie's a long-ass movie. It's a very slow burner type movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot.
I think they are slow burners, but I think, and again, I've watched this one, Irishmen, and Goodfellas, so that's my base knowledge of gangster films. But they all have that central theme of, like, not wanting to betray the mob, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. So I think maybe that's why when I was watching Irishmen, like, the second that theme was introduced, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, it is 2020 or 2019 when that film came out? I was like, why is this the only thing? Like, why can't it be, like, future gang? Like, I don't know. Something else. Something. And again, maybe I just haven't watched the right gangster films. Maybe. But I don't know. Because what was the other one that had Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio? The Departed.
Oh, The Departed, yeah.
I haven't watched that, but I hear it's very, very good. I think I have that. But yeah, I don't know. I really want to be... I think I just like spy films more.
I can see that, and I agree.
Espionage, just way better.
It's the quick action and like all the smooth and suaveness and everything. It's I enjoy them.
The secrets, the betrayal.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like at least spy movies have aged maybe better as a genre than maybe gangster films, because like I said, apparently in 2019 we're still talking about how we don't betray the mob, even though they're clearly bad people who do bad stuff. But you know, or at least with spy films, I feel like, especially maybe with James Bond, they've adapted to the idea, not the idea, sorry, but they just seem to stay more up to date. And same with like Mission Impossible, right? Because then they're talking more about like, oh, you can't just be dropped into a random country, you know. They have their own rules, and, you know, if we break them, like, we can cause wars and stuff like that. Or there's, like, the cyber attacks. Like, I've noticed a lot in recent, like, they really focus on, like, the cyber attacks that happen.
Yep.
And all those kinds of things. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think they seem to be better at adapting than gangster films. Maybe just out of a gangster film in space or something. Maybe I'll be more interested.
It's hard to think, because it's definitely, when you think of a mob movie or a gangster movie, it's very, like, old school, kind of, like, 50s, 60s era, stuff like that.
And maybe it's just, like, this weird old crap, where it was like, oh, it was different back in the day, and it's just like, no one gives a shit. Like, even that scene, I think it was near the end of The Irishman, where, like, one of his daughters was, like, pointing that out, and, like, the old guy still just didn't give a shit. He's like, nope, can't betray them or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck you, I'm gonna leave you. And he's, like, kind of sad about it. He's like, oh, well, I have nothing now. And it's like, yeah, because you were loyal to a random group of mobsters who... Maybe that's the theme. Now I'm just realizing maybe that was the whole theme. You know, he was loyal to a group of people who, by the time he was old and wrinkly, he served no purpose. So, like, he didn't really... There was no purpose for him anymore. But...
Damn.
I can't care. Maybe that's the word. I just can't. Because I think it's the same with, like, Pretty Little Liars. I know it's slightly different, but I'll bring it together in a second.
Okay.
Because, like, right, because the whole idea with the gangster film was like, oh, I can't betray them or I'm gonna die or something. And it's like, just fucking, like, I don't know, just fucking leave. Like, you have this choice, you're just choosing. I know it's like, you're not choosing not to, but I understand the implications, like, is death and stuff. But it's like the same with Pretty Little Liars. They got this message from the supposed A person. It's like, oh no, what do? You go to the police.
Yeah.
End of episode. You don't need to that show stretched out for 6 fucking seasons. If you want to talk about a fucking show that went off the rails, like, oh my god. I would love to do, like, a case study on that show.
You should. You totally should.
Just because. Because there's, like, a book series, and, like, my friend kind of discussed, like, all the changes they made, and I'd be curious, because, like, definitely while watching the show, and again, I, like, kind of binged it. Like, I remember I was watching it pretty religiously, I think from season 1 to 2. And then I dipped off for a bit, and then I had a foot injury, so then I just binged all of it one time.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I even got the feel from the show that, like, that maybe they were, like, ahead of the book, so they kind of had to write their own thing, but then maybe when the books caught up, they, like, doubled back on stuff.
Oh,
so it just never felt very consistent. And there's, like, some story plots they just abandoned. Never spoke of again. It was just gone. And you're like, hello?
What about this?
What just happened? I'm also just really bitter. Sorry for any spoilers for people who love Pretty Little Liars, but their one friend who's dead, surprise, is not dead. And she, comes back, and she gets together with the other girl. And I don't know, it just made me really mad. I was like, you do not deserve this redemption. You were a mean bitch. You do not deserve this redemption. But who knows? Maybe she had a better redemption in the books, but, like, I don't know. She just shows up. She's like, hey. The girl's like, hey. And then they got together. And maybe I'm a bitter person. Who knows? But like I said, I would just be interested to try to, like, see if I could figure out what was going through their minds. Because that show is just weird. Like I said, my hypothesis is that because there was a book series at the same time, that they were doing it faster than the books, so then they kind of had to make up their own plot.
They pulled a Game of Thrones, yep.
Yeah, but I think it was worse. Like, I know people complain the Game of Thrones, but I think this one did it worse.
Oof.
You know, but then maybe she, like, wrote, and then maybe when they were releasing, like, the show tried to double back. Maybe. But yeah, that was just the vibe I got constantly. I was just like, why are we doubling back on things? Why are we dropping things entirely? So.
Nothing will ever be as bad as the fact that they left a coffee cup in a scene in Game of Thrones.
I don't know. I think it's hilarious. I don't know why everyone is so, like, again, talk about being butthurt. I'm like, that, I don't know. I love those kinds of things. Like, what was it in Harry Potter? They said there's, like, a car in the Forbidden Forest. If you go back, I think it's either the second or first movie, you can see a car.
Oh, really?
In, like, the forest or something. Like, I don't know. Like, yes, I understand that, like, filmmaking is an art, so you don't, ideally, especially in a magical world, you don't want, or a fantasy world, you don't want that kind of shit. But, like,
yeah, you don't want something that's going to take the audience out of the story.
Right. But honestly, I didn't even notice it until people started pointing it out, and I just thought it was really funny.
But yeah, like you said, everybody gets passionate about their shows and what they love, so when something goes awry, look out.
Air quote it.
Yep.
And I wish there was some way to nip it in the butt, but I think unfortunately just with the age of social media, I just don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But I guess, what is it? We just have to be accountable for each other, I guess, is what it comes down to. Yeah, I don't know. I think that shit is just hilarious.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like, little bloopers, like, I think it's fun.
Maybe
I'm crazy.
Considering going back to our cinematography projects, the 5 times whatever equals 30 that we did.
Yes. And it 5 times 6 or something?
5 times something equals 30, yeah. And it was like, we had the tripod case in the background, and our teacher just called out being like, you shouldn't have gear in the background because we can tell what that is. And I'm just like, it was golf clubs. With the amount of stuff we were doing in school, I think all of us just had literally gone crazy at that point. So we were just like, okay, this is what we're doing. Take it or leave it.
But I also found, for me personally, I just found it very difficult because it just felt like we were doing stuff that was just very similar over and over again. Mm-hmm. And on one hand, you want to stick out. You know, you want to be different, and you want to be able to flex your creative muscles, you know. And maybe there are many different ways to light a room, but, like, we just kind of learned the bare minimum. So then I was like, make this entire thing. I was like, oh boy, it was too much. Although, I enjoyed when we had to light a single scene. That, like, a couple or 2 quarters later, we had to just light a single scene. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that, because I had literally given up on life. I was like, I'm going to
when you did your car?
I made a car. And at the time, I was like, I don't give a shit. Because I think the assignment was we had to light a room / scene. And I was like, no. everyone's gonna fucking do that. And I honestly couldn't think. I was like, how do I make this different? I can't. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a car.
Right?
And but I say making a car. Everything was pitch black, but I had 2 lights that'll set up as like headlights and a light, and we kind of shaped with like the blockers, like a little window for you to drive the car. And you use the steady cam.
Use the fig rig.
Yeah, it was so fucking good. At the time, I was like, yeah, I don't give a shit. But then when it came time to show it, I was like, I fucked up. I should have fucking done more. Oh, God, why'd I do this? Oh, my God, why? Why?
But didn't he end up liking it, too? He was like, that's actually really creative.
Fucking loved it. I was blown. He's like, we should recreate it in class. And I was like,
you're like, don't ask me how I did it.
well, no, we had to film, right? We had to film. So we had to film our scene, but we also had to film the setup.
That's right. Yeah. I was
so,
gonna
like,
say, you were too hell-bent on being hungry to know
no,
how
I
you
was
did.
so hungry. I was so hungry. And I was really bad.
That was good. That was good times.
I was so mad. See, kids, this is why you eat. This is important why you eat. You just get hangry.
Eating is good. Don't starve yourself. When you're hungry, eat. No, yeah, I feel like you talking about how we always wanted to like stand out and stuff like that with projects. I feel like, yeah, that's very true. I feel like every project we did, we always wanted to try to either be the one that like made that one project that stood out, or just like we all tried to like one up each other all the time. Not in like a bad way, but like we all tried to like, one up and try to, be that one recognizable project every time.
But I mean, I think in some ways I think it worked. Mm-hmm. Because there was so many projects that other people did, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. How did you do that? It was like a great way for us to flex and kind of figure out what kind of style we'd like to do and what kind of jobs we wanted to do. So
yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But obviously, like you said, when it gets a little toxic, then it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
AI sales.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I always found it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But, I forgot to mention, I had such a weird dream tonight. It was bonkers.
Yeah.
Bonkers. I don't remember all of it, but I just remember in particular that it was on New Year's, and apparently there was a cannibal or a murderer upstairs, and they killed 2 people.
Damn.
And apparently it was the guy from who voices Kristoff in Frozen. Jonathan, what's his nuts?
Jesse St. James?
Jesse St. James, yeah.
Oh no!
And the rest of the episode was just everyone crying.
Honestly though, that'd be terrifying. He would make a good killer.
Oh yeah. But I just woke up today and I was like, what the actual fuck nuts? What is going through your brain?
Oh no.
Like that meme. Do you ever look at someone and think, what's going on inside their head? That's what I was wondering. I was like, what is going on up here? Please. Please tell me, Kaylee. Let me know what's happening. Alright, so if it peeps, that'll do it for today's episode. Yar, all those good things. Like, subscribe. There's the box at the bottom. Leave a comment, positive or negative. Don't give 2 shits. Love hearing them. Other than that, have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. Watch all the content. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we will hopefully see you next Tuesday.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye. Monkey.
Monkey.
And